As for Chihiro, she's so busy that she completely forgets her name and loses her mind. And the way for her to regain her mind... let me see. Do I have it? It's the scene where he eats the rice ball. You see how she eats it. She's holding it with her both hands and eating it greedily. Actually, Chihiro doesn't have any desire in the first place. The reason why she's so skinny is because she doesn't have much appetite. When Chihiro's parents offer her food at that mysterious night market, she says, "I don't want any." That's the usual Chihiro. She doesn't eat much during meals because she doesn't have the desire to. Even when people order her to eat, she just doesn't get hungry. But when Haku persuades her to eat, and she eats the rice bowl for the first time, she realizes how hungry she has been all this time. It's like how Miyazaki, when he was making Princess Mononoke, he kept on saying how he wasn't interested in making his movies hit. But others kept trying to convince Miyazaki that with some manipulations, he would make more money. Miyazaki reacted to those voices and said he did not do what he did for money. But in reality, we can't do things with full energy without money. Just like how we can't work hungry. He needed to pay his animators too. On top of that, after he finished Kiki's Delivery Service, Miyazaki insisted all Ghibli animators become full-timers. To do that, he needed a huge amount of money. He also needed money to make the work he wanted to make. Plus, just around this time, Miyazaki started affirming his hidden desires. He thinks he hides them, but it's not true. I just said Miyazaki is not interested in money or his movies making hits. That's what he always says, but he actually cares about how much his movies sell or how popular they are more than anyone. That's because when he made The Castle of Cagliostro, he thought he made it with all his might, but because it did so poorly on sales, I guess for 5 years, he didn't get any job offers from the industry, so he still really doesn't have any interest in becoming rich. He's so uninterested to the point that his best treat is to eat curry-flavored cup noodle. In a documentary, he's eating such salty food joyfully and saying how eating it behind his wife's back is the best meal for him. He's a type of person who wouldn't care about how much he has. But he's really curious or concerned about how popular his movies are, or whether or not he beats Takahata on sales. Now, speaking of sales, here's a free gift that comes with the DVD. The rice bowl Haku makes. Isn't this silly? Before, whenever his staff tried to add any free character figures to their DVDs, he used to be so mad and was against releasing the DVDs, but when he finally gave a permission, he decided to make the rice bowl into a toy. Don't you think like, what the hell? Well, when I first saw it, I didn't want it, but then I started wanting it so much more, so I bought it through the internet auction. I mean, first of all, the idea of selling DVDs with free gifts is unacceptable from Miyazaki. He was against the idea of duplication. He prided himself on making movies as once-in-a-lifetime experience for his child audience who come to the theaters. So he was like, how dare you make VHS, Laserdiscs, or DVDs out of them? He got more and more upset, and at the end he was like, now you added a figure toy? You guys went too far this time. But now he decided to be part of it. No matter how much he tried to stop, the staff would do it anyway, and it would also help sustain Ghibli financially. He was obsessed with making Ghibli Museum while he was making Spirited Away, but that would cost several billion yen. And he knew that kind of money or his driving force would only come from the money making that he always hated and looked down on. That's why this rice bowl figure is the best message of Miyazaki, who decided to contribute to money making. It's that Chihiro acknowledges her desires and discovers her energy to live by eating the rice bowl really greedily, filling her mouth with the rice. So, I discussed two topics simultaneously by mixing stories about Miyazaki, Ghibli, and the settings of Abraya. This is it for the mysteries of Abraya and Ghibli. So that was the first topic today.